Hello. Chris is here with me again for another beer review. We're still here in my house. And we've enjoyed a nice beer, and we're going to go for another one. It is, again, Chris doesn't know what it is. It's hidden here in the magical camera bag.
Very cagey, this one. Very cagey.
This one is Goose Island IPA.
You see, I don't think I've had the IPA, but I've definitely had some Goose Island.
Ooh.
And I enjoy it.
Okay, so Goose Island IPA.
Goose Island's Chicago,
right? Goose Island is from... Doesn't say. Does not say.
They don't even care.
But it's from the United States, America. First brewed in 1993. 5.9%. Yeah. It is always from the Midwest, so I don't think it is from Chicago, actually.
I won't further across.
It starts off as a brew pub in 1987. Doesn't say where it's from, though. However, I should point out, it's got 4 hops in it.
I've just seen my trigger word. Two of my trigger words side by side.
Golding, Styrian Golding, Fuggle, Cascade, and Centennial. Fuggle.
Okay, that's a 3 versus 2. That's a 3 versus 2 hop combat, I would say.
It's a Fuggle. So the beer fits with the English notion that beer is for drinking, not for sipping. One's more of an English-style IPA. I've had this before. Actually, I won't worry about Fuggles too much.
I'd be very surprised if there was a strong Fuggle.
If you can read
lingering malt finish,
you read the before you read tasting notes. Actually, interestingly, since the book was released, the style has changed. Actually, in the last couple of years, I remember in the book there's actually like a picture of a goose. But this one has kind of moved to this kind of small goose and then this huge IPA, and a couple of hops down there. I kind of like it. They've maintained the green. Oh, they've got the goose here on the neck. There we go. Right, read the tasting notes, please.
A nose full of fresh floral hops, spicy and just a bit resiny, along with some light malt notes. Goose Island India Pale Ale is sweet and malty on the palate at first, building to a solid, spicy, bitter middle. Finish is a malt-tempered bitterness, again with a little more spice. Which, sounds delightful, but tasting notes so often do. Why, thank you.
Has some head.
That's what I like.
Okay, so look at the colour. It's almost sort of honey coloured, very, very golden. Nice bit of head on it. Large amount of carbonation, as you can see in my glass there. Very, very golden.
Yeah,
very orangey.
It looks like it's gonna be pleasantly light tasting, but have a decent body to it. You can sort of. Yeah.
I'm really surprised you haven't had this before.
No, I've definitely had some Goose Island, but I'm sure I haven't had
right.
the IPA unless they've drastically changed the branding.
Okay.
See, this is more what I recognise. What's in the book.
So let's go for the smell. It's got a huge amount of hops in it.
It's a big hop smell, but it's not that. It's not that crazy citrus that you'd probably expect if it was that heavy on the Cascade. And it's definitely got a body to it as well. Like it's not just. It doesn't have that bite in the nose of just a straight up citrusy single hop. It's definitely a heavy balance, which is nice.
Right, well, cheers. Let's go for the taste. Okay.
See, I think this is the beer I've had before. It's just they've changed the look.
Yes, well, you can see from the book they have changed.
Yeah, that looks more like what I remember.
Right,
Little Goose. This looked like they've tried to branch out a bit. It's just called Goose IPA now. But yeah, very, very nice.
It's it's your taste. You get a huge hop hit from it. But again, like you get a bit of aftertaste, but I think a nice hop aftertaste.
Yeah, it's the flavour of hops rather than a heavy dryness or a heavy bitterness. It's quite fruity. It's floral on the approach, but the aftertaste is quite almost tropical, which is nice.
Mm.
Oh, good.
I think it's quite. Yeah, I think it's quite a tasty beer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it tastes quite different to the nose would suggest. I get a lot of flora from the nose, and I get a lot of fruit from the taste.
The aromas are huge. But I think the taste is quite big as well.
I mean, largely, if I can smell it, the aromas are huge because that's definitely not my department.
But no, it's been a while since I have had this before. I will admit, but it's been a while since I've had it. I've not tasted it in quite this way, but it's very nice.
There's a light spice, but I'm surprised I don't know if the tasting notes are from the book or in line with what the brewery puts out, but I'm surprised the book has pushed so much for the spice aspect. Because I would consider this reasonably low on that.
I think the spice is in the aftertaste. Actually, I think
you get a little bit. It's almost that. It's not cinnamon, but it's
nutmeg,
maybe clove or nutmeg. Yeah,
something nutmeg. Yeah,
sort of Christmassy tasting, but I wouldn't consider it particularly heavy on that until the end.
It says on the bottle itself, bright citrus aromas, which is correct. Bold, hot finish,
which is also correct.
Also correct.
It's also succinct, which I appreciate from tasting notes. Because I spend quite a lot of my time deleting superfluous tasting notes from the spiel brewers put out to fit them on our website. So
Colorado.
Oh
no, it's brewed in Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois.
It's brewed in 3 different places: Chicago, Illinois, Baldwinsville, New York, and Fort Collins, Colorado.
Because I was sure it had it a lot in.
Well,
Chicago.
it must be from all. It must be so popular now, where it's just all over the place.
Yeah. Be interested to know where the original is. Actually. Just because, I remember having it quite a long time ago in the US. Not necessarily this beer, but definitely Goose Island. And I'm sure it was Chicago. Depends how quickly they branched out, I guess.
That is good. I must say that is very good. Nice. And you can find this in most major UK supermarkets, actually.
Yeah,
so I bought this in Tesco, of all places. I'm not going to promote Tesco as a particular place, but you can find this as a decent beer. I haven't found it in pubs anywhere, but pubs often have different sort of beers. But that is a good beer. Especially one that's now centred in 3 different states.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just to deal with the load. The US is a big place. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the other prominent breweries kind of did the same thing. We just don't know.
No, true. Okay, good. We've reviewed this. I shall say, comment on what you think of this beer, if you had it before, or this review, and subscribe. Say goodbye, Chris.
Whatever.